lovers! So today we're diving deep into Illustrado by Miguel Syjuco. This book is published in the year 2007, an award-winning novel that sparked mystery, part satire, and all about the complexities of being Filipino. But the question is it worth reading? If you want to know, stick around as I break it down and rate it and share what we can learn from this masterpiece. So, Illustrado kicks off with the mysterious death of a famous writer, Crispin Salvador. She was found floating in the Hudson River. His former student and aspiring writer, Miguel, takes it upon himself to uncover the truth. But as he digs through Crispin's unpublished work and past, the story takes us upon on a whirlwind ride through Philippine politics, corruption, history, and identity. But here's a twist. The novel isn't just a straightforward investigation, and it jumps between different timelines, blog posts, interviews, and even fictional excerpts from Crispin's novels. It's layered and conventional and definitely not your usual detective story. But now, let me just put it here, and let's talk about the characters and their roles and the story. So let's start with Crispin Salvador, the controversial exited Filipino writer whose death starts the whole story. So he's a mix of real-life Filipino intellectuals, and his unfinished novel, The Bridges Ablaze, is central to the plot. Next is Miguel, the narrator, also a writer who idolized Crispin and wants to piece together his mentor's life and work. But as the story unfolds, you will realize, and I realize that Miguel has his own struggles with identity, ambition, and truth. Lastly are the various Philippine figures, because the book introduces corrupt politicians, power-hungry elites, and revolutionaries, all reflecting the country's messy socio-political landscape. So, alright, let's get real. Illustrado isn't your typical page-turner. It's intelligent, yes, ambitious, but bold, but also challenging. The shifting perspective and multiple narratives can be overwhelming, and if you're not used to postmodern storytelling, it might feel you disjointed. But the disadvantages of this book, the disadvantages first, it can be confusing for casual readers, and it gives you more questions than answers. But the advantages of this book is it has a brilliant commentary on Philippine society. Second, it has a unique storytelling format. Third, lastly, it has a sharp satirical humor. So if I'm going to rate it, I'll rate it like let's give it a 8 out of 10. The novel shows us how literature preserves history and fights against oppression. Writers like Crispin and even Miguel Syjuco himself challenged the status quo. But, belonging as Filipinos, we often struggle with our past, our colonizers, and even our own people. So, the Illustrado asks, who are we really? So, the cycles of power, the book exposes how the same elite families and corrupt leaders stay in control. Something we will see today. I know you already know that. And if you're into books that make you think, Illustrado is worth the read. It's a novel that doesn't just tell a story, it forces you to confront the Philippines reality. I hope you learned something, and I hope I get to persuade you to read this book because it's 8 out of 10. So that's all. I hope you enjoy watching me rate it, critique it, and say something about this book. So, bye-bye!